No, we're good.
There,
Recording
you
is in
got it.
progress.
Good. All right. Again, this is the Jeffreys Point Neighborhood Association October 2025 meeting. Welcome, everyone. We have a great agenda this evening. Margaret is actually away on vacation, a well-deserved one, I'm sure. So she will not be here this evening, so I will do my best to take her place as the MC for the MC for the evening. I just wanted to recognize the elected officials and any staff members that are present. Anybody from Representative Madaro's office? Do you see Marcela Lopez Romero? She present, or she has Gloribel Rivas here, but I think Gloribel is gone, correct? And Stephen Gindras. Oh, are you
Correct.
there?
Glorbal is no longer state reps chief of staff.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm going off of Margaret's notes. I'm gonna
No
blame her,
worries.
throw her under the bus right now. Okay, well, if any of you from State Reps Adrian Madaro's office appears, thank you very much. And then we have, it looks like Gabriela Ramirez from Gabriela Coletta's office. Lots of Gabrielas. State Senator Lydia Edwards' office. I have Robert Haas on the list here.
No longer with the senator, neither is Eduardo Moreno.
I think she may have like a standing
Yeah.
note.
Yeah, these might
Hasn't
be old
updated
notes.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I apologize. At large city councilor Aaron Murphy, Thomas Mannion. At large city councilor Julia Mejia, Gina Endres. Probably not. And then at-large city councilor Henry Santana will also be joining us this evening. But if there's anybody from his office as well, thank you for joining. And then yeah, this is definitely old because it says City of Boston liaison Roberto Gomez, but we're actually welcoming Carlos Garcia this evening, which we'll get to momentarily, right after the announcements in the police. So I want to make sure that I have the right document here. October 2025. Okay. Announcements that Margaret has on here. Voter registration, the deadline to register is October 25th. You can visit the City of Boston's website to learn how to register to vote. It's really easy. You can actually just Google how to register to vote in Massachusetts, and it will tell you everything you need to know. Election day in the City of Boston is November 4th. There I am unaware of this particular incident, and I apologize, but apparently there was a fire at 409 Saratoga Street. So there has been a support set up for them. I will send this link that she has here. I get back to Zoom here. I'm gonna send this to you, Tyler, so that you can put it. You have the chat.
Hosted through the
Yeah,
social
yeah.
center. So if you
What
also,
was-
it's
what was-
hosted through the social center. So I think it comes up as a pop-up if you go to the social center website too.
Oh, okay, there's like a bit.ly, like a shortened link that she sent. So it's bit if you're familiar with bit.ly, it's bit.ly/409_Saratoga. But we'll have Tyler put that link in there. So if anybody is interested in supporting that situation. A school committee vacancy has just been announced. We're encouraging Eastie folks to apply. Vice Chair O'Neill has been on the committee since 2008 and is stepping down. And then there's a comment on here about ICE. Reminder to report any ICE activity to LUCE hotline. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sorry. To verify not spread unnecessary fear. That's number is 617-370-5023. Also, I did want to mention that, and I apologize, let me send this link also. We have set up a raffle to support the Samuel Adams School literacy programs. It's an instant raffle, and this is all Margaret's idea actually, and she has set everything up for it. I did go ahead. We're using the same platform that we use for our annual raffle for our summer potluck. So this is an instant raffle. It probably makes it easier if I go there and tell you what it says, even though I just built this earlier, I forget already. So basically, you have the opportunity to win 69 elementary school books from favorite authors in an instant library raffle. It is sponsored by the JPNA, and 100% of the proceeds will be donated to the Sam Adams School to support, as I said, to support literacy programs. Some of the books include a complete set of classics from Judy Blume and Roald Dahl, as well as the new series The Bad Guys and June B. Jones, and so many more. The raffle is it's open now, and I'll have Tyler send out the link to everybody, and we are going to send out an email blast as well. So if you are on our email list, you will receive it in your email. It goes until November 10th, which is our next monthly meeting, and that will basically you'll be able to purchase tickets up until 7:15, and then we'll that day, and then we'll be drawing it at 7:30. As I said, the winner will be announced at that monthly meeting. All books are new. And you receive everything that's in the photo on the raffle website. This raffle is a part of a 10-year anniversary of Trick or Treat and Read, which is an annual free book giveaway at Halloween to promote reading in the East Boston community. And this is put on by board member Margaret Farmer. So there's much more information in the raffle website, which I am going to send to Tyler if I can get my Zoom to come back over here. It does say message everyone. Is everyone seeing it? Not sure. But
if it says everyone, yeah, you should.
yeah, I had at the last meeting we had, I had trouble with the chat. So yeah, so if hopefully everyone can see that. But again, we'll be putting it on our website. We'll be putting out some social media about it, and we'll also be sending out an email, so it'll be sent that way as well. So moving to the next item, we have. Hold on, so I apologize. Boston Police. I see Hugo Alvarez.
Good evening, everyone. And I have a few updates for you guys. Not much going on in the Jeffreys Point area, but I do have some incidents that took place in the Merrick Square and in the vicinities. And on October 2nd, we had a gentleman that walked into the District 7 to report that he parked his motorcycle at the corner of Paris Street and Henry Streets. So he parked the motorcycle on October 23rd and discovered the motorcycle was missing on September 6th. I don't know why he waited so long to report it stolen, but so he filed a report, and we have a detective on the case. On October 7th, a radio call came in for a B&E to 298 Marginal Street. Officers spoke with victim, and he reports that his stolen his bicycle had been stolen from an open air garage shared by residents at the above address. He reports that the bicycle was locked on the wall mount by the front wheel. He reports that he saw the bike the same day around 12:30, and by 6 p.m. so the bicycle was stolen. The estimated value of the bicycle was at $3,000. On October 10th, we have members of the drug control unit that were conducting surveillance on the Maverick Square area due to the high illegal drug activity. They observed 3 females walk to the rear of 2 Father Jacoby Road. Within minutes, they were met by a male, and a known male. They observed that that the parties exchanged small items, and then the group separated. All the participants in that group were stopped. They investigated further and discovered that the male had baggies of crack cocaine in his possession. Also had a warrant, and he was placed under arrest and transported. On October 10th, members of the licensed premise unit visited 303 Sumner Street, Santa Fe restaurant, after they received a complaint for loud music. The officers in the unit observed an outdoor patio had set up at the rear of the restaurant with multiple tables, chairs, and outdoor speaker. Upon reviewing the established licenses on the premises, they observed that they were operating without authorization by the licensing board. As a result, they were issued a license premise violation. On the same date, October 10th, the members of the license premise unit visited 154 Merrick Street, the Democracy Brewing, and they observed in an occupied patio on the building. They could hear loud music emanating from an outdoor speaker mounted on the wall. They conducted an inspection of the premises and observed that the outdoor entertainment was not allowed, and the condition was prohibited outside entertainment license, and they were also issued a license premise violation. And that's all I have for you guys.
Can I ask you a question, Officer Alvarez? Was the problem at Santa Fe just the music?
Yes, that's the only complaint that the unit received, and they were there for just to investigate the music, but also they're gonna check all the inspections, all the certificate inspections, and see if it's up to date. And whatever's not up to date or allowed, they get issued a citation.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any questions in the chat, Tyler, for the officer? I did see Sergeant
Sorry,
Santolo, I
unmuted
think, as
myself.
well. Sorry,
And-
Tyler, go ahead.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. How we doing tonight? So Captain Bickerton is also on. Also, we just want to address the Lofto, the building, that new hotel at the corner. I've been down there several times. The last time I met with the 3 higher bosses to make sure there's no more parking around the whole facility after 3 p.m. I removed cones the night of the complaint, and the next morning there was like 25 cars parked there. They wanted to move. I said, absolutely not. We're giving them, a day of letting them park wherever they want to park because of all the nonsense we're putting up with them. They understood. I just want to know if there's any feedback. Anybody in the room? How's it been for the past week?
I'm not actually even familiar with what you're talking about. So,
Is this-
are there any
this
other
is-
board members that are?
This is the hotel that's up by the
No.
By
the sports
150
field.
by 156 Porter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had 2 different groups that have been complaining about this, and rightfully so. I just want to know if there's anybody in this group that has, lives near the Frankfurt Street area.
Is it their staff, like the construction crew that's parking, or what is it?
They're not even parking, Andrew. They're leaving cones out overnight, blocking.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is annoying. Yeah.
We,
I think that because of the location of that, many people that are on this call might not be affected by it, but I appreciate you bringing it up. Anything in the chat, Tyler, about that?
No.
okay.
Thank you.
Captain?
No, pretty uneventful. Getting towards the busy season for us is pretty much winding down. All the parades, festivals, and stuff like that. So everything's starting to slow down right now, and our stats are looking pretty good still so far. Just want to maintain that.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Excellent.
We'll move to our next agenda item, which is welcoming the new mayor's liaison to East Boston, Carlos Garcia. Carlos, are you there?
Hey everyone, nice to meet you all. Thank you for having me. I know I see some familiar faces in the chat. I just wanted to open the conversation and make sure that everyone has my contact. I live here in Jeffreys Point. I've been here for the past 5 years. So I'm really excited to be able to assist, and I want to make sure that everyone's voice is heard, whether it's big or small. I'm really happy to just show up wherever you are. So yeah. I don't have any specific updates other than I know that Spooky Streets grant was given. I know a few addresses ended up in Jeffreys Point. So if you did have one of those selections, I would love to hear what you have planned. I don't know if anyone on this call is a recipient of the Spooky Streets grant. I don't think.
I'm not sure.
I know
I
last
do-
year
I
it was
do
really
know-
nice. I saw
sorry.
one that was on Webster Street. I think I had seen one that was happening either on Marginal this year, and then there's another one maybe over on Liverpool. So really excited for that. But yeah, I'm
I'm
still
not sure. I'm not sure if the Webster Street was a grant situation or not, but I do know that Webster Street has like a section that's going to be closed for everybody for Halloween, so that's great
Yeah.
too.
So I can share the link for the map for this year. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. I know that I talked to you earlier, Andrew, and wanted to just kind of let you guys know that the Veronica Robles restaurant over on 389 Maverick Street likely will be at the next meeting, that they weren't going to be presenting on it today, but just wanted to put that out there.
Excellent.
I'll leave my email in the chat.
Great. We'll look forward to them emailing the board and getting set up for that.
Thank you, Carlos, and welcome.
Thanks.
Anything else?
That's all.
Okay. There was one item missing off of our official agenda, and I do apologize again for that. But the sorry, I gotta switch things here. Boston City Councilor at Large Henry Santana had wished to join and speak, as I believe he is running for his seat again this year. Henry, are you there?
I am here. Can you
Excellent.
hear
Feel
me?
free to go ahead.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Andrew. And good evening, everyone. Henry Santana here, one of the Boston City Councilors at Large. And I know I see the names, so I know a few of you, but I think there are new faces that I haven't gotten to know. So first, shout out to Carlos. Thank you for being here and being our the new East Boston liaison. I know you're going to do very good for this neighborhood. And as you all may know, I'm in my first term right now, running for re-election for the Boston City Council. All the councilors are up for re-election on November 4th. My first term, for those of you who know, I prioritize our young people and our youth here in the city of Boston. We were able to increase, summer youth jobs. We were able to, this past summer, I created a citywide youth program with 15 youth working in my office, the most out of any other, counselor. And we have 15 youth working with us year round. And they've created what we call Santana's Youth Force. They're working on policy. They are volunteering. If you have any volunteer opportunities that we can send our youth, please send it our way. But they're doing amazing work, and just very proud to see of all the work they're doing, and how it's amplifying a lot of the youth concerns here in the city of Boston. I'm the chair of both public safety and criminal justice. I'm the chair of public safety and criminal justice and education on the Boston City Council. So that's been an area of focus for me. And again, I think if we really invest in our youth, which means investing in summer jobs and after-school programs and summer programs, that means we're investing in our parks. I think we take care of public safety that way, right? We want to make sure that everyone's engaged, that we're investing in programming for our families and our seniors. That's just a major focus of mine through budget process, but also just being in community. I spent my first year and a half, being in every single neighborhood, including East Boston. I was able to attend your potluck this past summer, and have been attending it for the last few years. Just really want to focus on quality of life issues. We have an amazing director of constituent services in our office. We work very closely with the mayor's liaison and your district counselor, also Gabriela Zapata, just to resolve any quality of life issues and really help advance you all. So I really love this role. We've done a lot of work, focusing on our immigrant communities, focusing on our LGBTQIA2S+ community. Again, mention public safety. And I think the last priority I failed to mention is housing. I grew up in public housing in Mission Hill. I know what that did for me and my family to have stable rent and the access it gave us to after-school programs, summer programs. I want to make sure that all of our families that we have here, all of our residents are able to, not just stay here in the city of Boston, but really thrive here. And I know that from firsthand as a Dominican immigrant, again, who grew up in public housing, and I want to make sure that, we're doing that across the whole city. So, I am running for re-election right now. I will be asking, humbly asking for one of your 4 votes to continue doing this work. I really love this role. East Boston has been an area of focus of mine. It was my strongest in terms of political. It was one of my strongest neighborhoods 2 years ago. I really want to make sure that that's the case this upcoming November. I really believe that the city has a big decision to make this upcoming election. And I know with, the mayor not having an opponent, You know, I think that we're in jeopardy of having low turnout, which I think, right, so I really want to make sure that you know, we're doing everything possible to make sure that people get out and vote. And in particular in my race, I think people have a decision. Do we want to continue to invest in the future of the city? Someone who's advocating on behalf of our youth, someone who's collaborative, professional, and who gets up every single day and work hard on behalf of you all, or do we want to, you know, go backwards? And you know, I really believe that the city of Boston doesn't want to go backwards. I am humbly asking for one of your 4 votes to stay in the top 4 this upcoming November. I have the support of all of your elected officials in East Boston, you know, starting with your district councilor, Gabriela Clara Zapata, you know, your state senator, Lydia Edwards, and very quick, you know, we haven't announced publicly yet, but I do have the support of your state rep, Adrian Madaro, and I'm very proud of that. Again, I'm a collaborator. I want to be able to work with, you know, with your elected officials. I also have the support of City Council President Ruth Louis-Jen, right? And you know, just want to be able to continue working hard on you on all of your behalfs. And you know, thank you for the opportunity for being here. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Counselor. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you taking the time to come to talk to us. I do want to just say one thing. I think you brought up a really important point about this potentially being a low turnout election. I do just want to give a sort of unbiased, unofficial JPNA shout out just to voting in general. Please remember, everybody on this call, to go out and vote. You know, even though the top ballot might not be competitive, it's still super important for us all to get out there and make as informed a choice as possible. So thank you for kind of that reminder. I think a couple of us have said in the chat, if anybody does have any, thank you, Andrew. Andrew just posted the polling locations in the chat. If anybody does have any questions for the counselor, please put them in the chat. You can write to one of us board members individually. We can speak on your behalf. I'll kick it off. I do have one quick question for you, Counselor. I know we're not generally down with the whole Kings thing here in Boston, but if you were king for a day, king of Boston for a day, what do you think? What do you think the number one challenge is, or obstacle that Boston currently faces? The number one issue, your priority issue, and what would you do if you had, again, king for a day? What would you do to fix it?
That's a great question. I think this is one. I mean, I think my go-to would be housing, right? I mean, we need to make sure that everyone has access to housing. But I think that should be the go-to for any elected official or candidate running. So I'll go to my number 2, which is food access. You know, it's just, it's becoming more urgent as time goes. Right now, we're seeing food deserts. We're seeing people not have access to, you know, healthy foods. And you know, I think right behind housing, we need to make sure that all of our neighborhoods, all of our families have access to healthy and affordable food. And we're seeing that's just not the case right now. Groceries, you know, just the groceries the other day, $250 doesn't get you anything, right? And it's like for families who are raising their children here in the city of Boston, who have decided to, you know, raise their children here, you know, they're are moving away because of how expensive things are. So if I was king for a day, I would invest in food for our families, for our seniors, and you know, make you know, I know we did, you know, the city council just filed last week, your district councilor and the council president, I'm forgetting the third, you know, city-owned grocery stores, and I'm you know, I want to learn more about them, but you know, from the hearing, I'm fully supportive of them, just because we're seeing, and I'm receiving a lot of calls about especially families and seniors who, you know, are in a tough position right now, don't have access to healthy and affordable foods. And I think that would be behind housing, because I think that would be an area where I'll focus on.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Sorry, Andrew, I didn't mean to step in your toes because you were
No,
still
not
on
at all.
mute and your camera was off.
No. Any other questions in the chat for Henry?
None there. Thank you again, Counselor, for taking the time to speak with us. We really appreciate it.
No.
Yes, and I apologize again. You weren't on the official agenda. We had you on there, but it somehow didn't make it to the one that went out. I do apologize for that. So
Well, for
thank you
everyone, just
for
so
being here.
Thank
Counselor
you.
Santana was supposed to be on the agenda last month, but we canceled the meeting last month and then it just didn't transfer over in the
Oh.
notes. So our
Appreciate it.
apologies for that.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent. And I also I just realized I did forget to recognize the board members at the beginning of the call. So I just real quickly, I'm Andrew Pike, if you didn't know that. I am the treasurer of JPNA. Tyler?
I'm Tyler Lane. I'm the co-chair and I do kind of the planning and zoning stuff. I think we have Aubrey who may or may not be dealing. Oh, she's there.
Hi, I'm Aubrey with two of my kids in tow, but I'm vice chair.
Did Joanna ever make it, or is she still stuck in the tunnel?
I think she's still stuck in the tunnel. Oh,
Okay.
God, that must be
And as
horrible.
I mentioned at the beginning of the call, Margaret is away on vacation, well deserved. But thank you, everybody. So moving on to the next agenda item, the Tall Ship Winter Plan update. And Sal told me who we have here, and I've already forgotten. Sorry, Sal. We've got another Sal Boscarino.
Yes. How are you? Thank
You're
you
good.
for having me.
We're good.
Thanks for having me. I just wanted to provide an update to the Winter Village and ice rink we're looking to feature this winter over at the pier at the Tall Ship. And we plan on opening around December, hopefully Thanksgiving weekend or into December. And it will feature an ice rink, a skating path, as well as various food vendors. We're going to look to partner with different food vendors and concepts to provide some kind of warm comfort food for the winter season. And as well as we're going to have a lot of family kind of activities, community driven things such as free skate hours or learn to skate programming that will be available, that we're looking to get sponsors to help sponsor those initiatives, as well as we have some fun things like an ice bumper car installation, which will be really cool. As well as we're going to kind of go around the holiday season with the sort of kind of like European holiday market stalls, similar to like different European cities where we'll have different vendors selling holiday stuff, merchandise, ornaments, wreaths, and also different food and sweets and things of that nature. And yeah, thank you guys for having me and the opportunity. And happy to answer any questions you guys might have.
There looks like Aubrey, because she's hosting the kid there. It looks like she just had in the chat.
Sure.
Depending on hours, is there going to be any option for local schools to make a field trip out of any of these fun things, or just kind of group?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We have an ice kind of consultant manager that's going to manage all the ice rink operations, and he's developing the programming for that. The rink will actually be big enough to do different hours of skating. So like open skate, public skate, skate lessons. And yeah, we're definitely happy to, if Aubrey wants to connect me with any schools or local organizations that would like to partner up on something like this, we'd be happy to.
I take it it's just the ice rink will be outside, so you guys are just counting on the weather to keep it cold.
Yes, no, we also have a chiller and everything as well, so it'll be like a fully operating ice rink, as well as we're going to build some kind of warming huts to keep people warm. So we're actually bringing in these, they're called like basically like domes, kind of like how you've seen some of those snow globe type things where people go inside and eat. These are a little larger. They can actually hold like 50 to 60 people. So they'll kind of be like warming huts where people can either rent the skates or hang out and have a bite to eat or watch people skating. So yeah, it should be fun.
Super cool. And then,
Yeah.
looks like we just have another question, well, two, Aubrey's just following up. Just when
Sure.
you get a chance, Salvatore, can you just drop your email in the chat?
Yeah.
Maybe when we're done. And then, Claudia asks, if you could just tell us more
I was
about
just,
the.
I was just wondering if is there a website for the holiday market possibly?
So yeah, so we're building a page right now that's going to go on the Tall Ship website, and it's actually going to be called The Rink at the Tall Ship. So there's going to be a dedicated page with like a calendar of events and programming and things like that, because we definitely want to do like, you know, like a Santa skate, or, you know, things that are a little more themed and, you know, holiday driven. You know, school vacation weeks, Valentine's Day, President's Day. There's a lot of kind of fun opportunities that we're building out a calendar right now for.
When do you think people could expect to see that on your website for the Christmas market?
I would say within the next like 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, excellent. So that's probably the best way for someone to get more additional information once as to who's going to be there and what type of
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
That was the other question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And Sal did put his email in the chat if anybody has.
Yeah,
any questions.
Claudia, like, yeah, definitely feel free to shoot me an email with any interest in vendors, you know, crafts, artisan type stuff. We're looking to really like have some local vendors that also want to participate.
Is there anything I missed, Tyler?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you, Sal.
That's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Looking forward to that.
Find my agenda again. There we go. Okay. Next on the agenda is a construction timeline update from the Boston Harbor Shipyard and Marina. Who do we have here tonight?
I think we got Marshall. We have Marshall.
Is Marshall there?
Yeah, he's on.
Hi, I'm here. Did you get our slideshow, Andrew?
Yeah. I've got it. Let me, does everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having us. We had a open house a couple weeks ago, so we were just
That's the date.
gonna recap a couple of the items that we went through there for anyone who couldn't make it. So news and announcements. We had a great movie night this summer, well attended. I think we watched Moana 2, and we had our kids in boating event, which is always a great event to get people down to the water. A couple different types of commercial boats. And this is dated, so we were saying that we would be at the JPNA meeting tonight. So next slide. Updates. So yeah, this just recap on the Building 17 construction. That's officially been completed. So we've closed that project out, completed all the abatement and demolition, as well as the associated site work that was remaining around the demolished building. Next slide. So we just want to give a update on our operations, and if anyone, you know, open it up to any questions about any of this afterwards. But so we've been operating our floating dry dock on Pier 3. So floating dry dock, for anyone who doesn't know, is as you can see in the picture here, a means of pulling large vessels out of the water and servicing them. So this was delivered to the shipyard in around March of this year, 2025, and it's been very, very popular service, mainly for the ferries so far, but various other commercial vessels that to otherwise we're having to travel pretty significant distances to get this work done. So We've been pretty enthusiastic about the demand that we've been getting with this piece of equipment. And like I said, really mainly the main customer being ferries. So this has just been a great tool for them. They have to get, if the MBTA ferries have to get hauled out annually, and then all of the other whale watch boats, harbor cruises, stuff like that are on every other year inspection schedules. So typically what we do with these boats is we haul them out, do any sort of scheduled maintenance on the vessel, but then they also have their Coast Guard inspections done at the yard. So it's been a great kind of central location to very easy to get the Coast Guard over for inspections. All of the customers to date are local boats that operate out of Boston Harbor. So this has been a great addition for trying to help the demand to service the growing ferry fleet in Boston Harbor, which is become a pretty essential service that MBTA is aggressively trying to grow number of ferries and services and schedules between the North and South Shore to Boston Harbor. So we also are doing associated infrastructure repairs. So we've been doing a lot of work on the staging barge in front of it. We've been doing some pier repairs for just more secure mooring of the dry dock to the pier, upgrades in utilities for water and electric to service the dry dock and the vessels in it. So this will be something that will be continuing to grow certainly over the next year with associated infrastructure repairs and equipment and stuff like that as we grow this service in Boston Harbor. Next slide. So our next planned construction project is new travel lift piers. So is probably many people might have seen in the neighborhood, we purchased a new travel lift. So that's a 80-ton machine, and we will be our goal is to start construction on those this winter, hopefully in December timeline, with a completion date in the mid-spring. So with the goal of being able to start hauling vessels kind of late spring, summer. So that'll be a fairly significant project as far as building 2 new piers that'll be 120 feet in length off of the head wall at Pier 3, and they'll also go inland another 60 feet to support the machine when it's on land. And then between the piers will be a wash basin to collect and recycle all of the wash water that comes off of the vessel. So these will be concrete piers with steel piles. Next slide. So this is
sorry. Did you want me to go back to this one? Sorry.
Yeah, this one's good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is just a picture of the new machine. You can see this is when we were assembling it, so that you can see a couple of the workers on it, which kind of gives an idea of the scale of it. It's a large machine, and then to the right of it is the design that was submitted to Conservation Commission. And just to kind of explain the use of it, going back to how this fits really well with the dry dock operations that we've had, because between the dry dock and this machine and then our existing 50-ton machine, but with these two increased capabilities and service, we'll really be able to service almost all of the commercial vessels in Boston Harbor. So with the floating dry dock, it's not economical below a certain size vessel to use that piece of equipment for service. So this larger travel lift will kind of take that the what we would call the smaller commercial boats in the 50 to 80 ton range, which would be like some of the new cat ferries, the inner harbor ferries that MBTA's purchased, as well as a lot of the smaller Coast Guard boats, fire boats, police boats. So really what we're trying to do is be able to service the full range of commercial vessels in the harbor, because right now there's it's pretty limited in where these vessels can go to get serviced. Next slide. So that just to recap on the travel, if that'll be our target is to start construction on that this winter, and then that project will be followed by filling the graving dock. That filling of the graving dock is a pretty significant permitting timeline, so we don't see construction on that until early 2027, but it will be going through permitting. So we'll be throughout the course of the next year going to different permitting meetings for that, which we'll be happy to give updates on. But this graving dock hasn't been operational in over a decade. I think it was 2012 or around then was the last time there was a vessel in it. So, and anyone who walks by it can kind of see the condition of it. So the goal here is to fill this in order to connect our 2 yards where we haul the boats, and where the yard, what we call the E-slot, but in the left of this picture, where we store and service vessels. So it will give us increased land area, which is a benefit, but mainly as the industry needs in the harbor are to have these larger vessels, ferries, commercial vessels serviced. Typically right now, to get to the yard on one side or the other of this graving dock, we have to go on Marginal Street, which anyone who walks through the shipyard, especially in the fall or spring, is probably pretty familiar with us towing with our tractors and trailers, fairly large boats on Marginal Street. So we're trying to remove all of that off of the road, so that safety, efficiency, and ultimately improved pedestrian access and access through the shipyard for some of especially the public buildings like the restaurant, the gym down east, all those things that attract foot traffic off of Marginal Street. Next slide. So that's an update on kind of what we're doing with some of the new equipment that we've been seeing, and what our next planned projects over the next year or two are. So happy to open it up to any questions.
Any questions for Marshall? Looks like we have one from Beth. When plans for building when are plans for buildings number one and two going to be published on your website?
So when we have plans for building 1 or 2, which is a question that we've been getting a lot of, and we've really been focusing this year on some of this equipment, and so that's certainly taken our attention in the near term. So when we have plans for building 1 and 2, we will come to JP&A and present any of those plans before we go anywhere else with them. So we don't have a hard timeline on that at this date. I'd like to say I hope we have something to present in 2026 for 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 would be beyond that. So and this came up a good bit when we did the open house, and we were trying to just use the example of that, we really didn't. If we were saying a year ago today, we had no plans to purchase a floating dry dock. So that was kind of a quick shift that we did, because we were getting a lot of feedback from these ferry companies and everyone else that they were just desperate for somewhere to do these service and inspections in Boston Harbor. So we've definitely been trying to respond to the needs of the industry, and that would be why we are presenting about piers and dry docks at this point, as opposed to a year ago when we were talking about buildings. So it's still something that's being worked on, but what we presented here has kind of been our focus over the past year. So as soon as we have those plans, the JP&A will be the first place that we'll go with them.
Awesome, thanks. And just kind of a follow-up to that from Beth here, the status, if I heard you correctly in your answer there, we'll hear more about buildings 1 and 2 prior to 4, kind of 1 and 2 around the agenda before 4. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. And then, hey, Mary, I see you raised your hand. Do you have a, oh, sorry, Mary, I just muted you by accident. Hold on. Oh, God, I did it again. There you go. You're good. You're good, Mary. Although you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. So is your microphone on? Okay, just type, yeah.
Just gonna put it in the chat.
Mary.
I have one question. Marshall, your information that was sent out after your open house in September stated something along the lines of buildings 1 and 2 would be, and the statement was sort of vague, similar in height to the buildings surrounding or adjacent buildings. Which buildings are they referring to? Because there's buildings of all different heights around it. So
yeah, absolutely, especially building 1. So that, again, not having designs done, but that's a commitment that we've been asked, and so when we with building 1, we're referring to the brick buildings, which are in the 30 to 35 foot range, not the large Blue Atlantic buildings that they would be up against. And then with building 2, there's a brick building on either side of it, building 12 where our shop is, and then the restaurant. So same thing, those are both in the 30 to 35 foot height range.
Okay, I assumed that, but I just wanted to clarify. Okay, that's great.
Yep.
Thank you. And then I don't see Mary's question yet. Do you, Tyler?
Hold on. Yep, hold on. I do. Sorry, I'm juggling multiple questions at the same time. My bad.
Maybe take another one before Mary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, in your walkthrough recap, Marshall, you said we're currently in the process of permitting buildings 1 and 2. Do you have, I understand things are kind of in flux, and this stuff is in the future, but if you're in the process of obtaining a permit, are we at the stage where you've submitted plans for the permit? And go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, if that was said, then that was an error.
Okay.
Our original goal was to be at that point right now, but we're not.
Okay.
So
Okay.
nothing's been submitted for
Okay.
anything.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So we're still in that. Gotcha. Um, and then I actually have a question about do we have a lot, not to like hold you to it, but like, for filling in the graving dock and things like that, like what sort of, just gonna kind of throw a bunch of fill in there and pave it over? I mean, are there going to be any sort of flood mitigation impacts or anything like that? I mean, thinking about the weather we've had the last 2 days and the king tides and things like that, like, what's going into considerations with that sort of stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, with that, something that we deal with, as far as it, usually the first thing people think of, at least when they're asking us with flood mitigation, is elevation. And so, whether it's buildings, piers, filling the graving dock, we're relatively stuck with the elevation that we have given the rest of the site. So with something like filling the graving dock, it's mainly, as far as flooding, it's proper stormwater drainage, and grading. We can't raise the elevation of it, as we need to drive large equipment over it. So, but it what we do know is that it'll be a pervious surface. So, typically most of what we do in any boat yards in the region now are we're trying to go away from impervious, so like, asphalt or anything like that. So that just, holds the water or redirects it to a different area. So as far as the graving dock filling, it'll be, improve stormwater drainage and pervious surfaces, so that none of the water's held there.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Any other questions?
None that I can see. And again, I apologize everyone for kind of my shaky slides there. It's, you're kind of retire from work life and become a stay-at-home parent. Your technical skills go to pot. So need more practice, I guess. So I've been out of practice. Thank you, Marshall. We
All right.
appreciate you. You guys always coming and keeping us abreast of things. And we and several of our members will kind of hold your guys' feet to the fire. And
Absolutely.
yeah. And as soon as you guys get more information in terms of plans and things like that, you know how to find us.
Yeah,
We'll be asking.
And I'll just say one more point, because we did have a great kind of open house walkthrough where we got all sorts of random feedback and stuff that had nothing to do with the topics, which is great. But so it was good for us to just, even little stuff about trucks, certain times, stuff like that. So anytime anyone has any questions, complaints, reach out to me or Sal Lamatina. I think most of you have his contact. So, don't feel like you have to wait for us to, come here or have an open house, where we always, want to hear what any issues people have or comments. So.
I did want to bring up one thing. It's sort of been a consistent problem, and it's not like obviously everybody, but and I have no idea how much control you have over this, but the large 18-wheelers coming down Marginal Street, not stopping at the intersection of Cottage Street. I get why they don't want to. They probably just got their momentum up after leaving the shipyard and heading through that intersection. But we have lots of families and little kids crossing that intersection all of the time, and it's a consistent problem with them just sort of gliding through that intersection. So maybe a reminder to your tenants that they need to ask their delivery drivers to please make sure to stop at that intersection. It would be really helpful.
Yeah. Okay. I will pass that along to the tenants and have them communicate with the drivers or the trucking companies.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Tyler?
No, that was it. So thank you, Marshall.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to apologize again because I'm working off of Margaret's notes. New staff from elected officials' offices. So I know we have a few of them. I know there's a new chief of staff with Adrian Madaro's office. I don't know if anyone is here that would like to.
Hi, I am here. My name's
Hi.
Marcella from Rep Modero's office. I don't think Roberto is here. I think he might be sick. I can check in with him, but
Okay.
unfortunately, I think he's sick tonight. But thank you.
Wanted to recognize him. And then I know we have a new liaison to the neighborhood from City Councilor Gabriela Coletta Zapata's office. I'm not sure if they are present or not.
He's not on tonight. His name is Stefan Marin. He'll be on hopefully next month. He'll be covering East Boston, doing the constituent cases like Sebastian Parra was doing. But
Okay.
I'm always here. I'm the counselor's deputy chief, happy to help with any constituent services. I'll put both of our emails in the chat.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Gabriela.
Thanks, Gabriel.
And then the next topic, sorry, was there anything by chance from that? I didn't want to move on. The next one, Halloween in Jeffrey's Point. We sort of touched on this already. I know that Andrea Henley had reached out to speak about that and see if she could talk at the meeting. I'm not sure if she is online or not. Do you see her?
Hey, Andrew, I'm here.
Hey, Andrea, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, so really excited for the third year in a row. We have approval to close from Sumner Street Triangle to Lamson Street, so close that section of Webster. So again, from like the Triangle to Brophy Park, really excited to provide a safe space for all of the kids to be able to cross back and forth and trick or treat. And for those of you that have joined us for either last year or the year before, it truly is an amazing experience and each year gets better and better. So asking for neighbors to please continue to participate. The kids love it. Last year we had some epic, entranceways by Lamson and Brophy. We had the coffee cyclist cart came out and was giving away free hot chocolate, and tons of neighbors contributed. We set up food for trick-or-treaters on our driveway at 206 Webster Street, and so happy to feed the parents too while the supplies last. And really love that it's such a special night for the children, and appreciate all the neighbors that can do anything to contribute to make it special. We are going to put some flyers out along the cars again, probably in another week or two, letting people know that please not to drive. I believe our permit is approved from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Last year, we started to close the street around 4:30, 4:45 after the contractors departed. So that seemed to work out pretty well. So we'll probably do like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. official closure, just to make sure that the cars that have to get out can get out before the trick-or-treating starts. And I don't see Carlos, I don't see us on the Spooky Streets map yet, but hopefully we can get added. So would appreciate any help with that. And I think that's it. Lisa on the call has been a huge help, and Coco Persac and a few other folks down on our end. And then we've had a lot of folks contribute with setting up tables and trick-or-treating and music and decorations down on the other end of Webster. So just wanted to say thanks, and let's hope for good weather since it's a Friday night especially.
Looking forward to it. Yes, and there's also mention here of a Halloween bike ride, which is on October 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So not exactly on Halloween, but a Halloween bike ride. It says meet at the library. So library on Bremen Street, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. again. And then as mentioned earlier, Trick or Treat and Read is on, as she mentions here. If you'd like to donate books, please feel free to leave them in the vestibule at 241 Webster Street. So this is again Margaret's thing that we're also promoting with the raffle. So I apologize, Tyler. Was there any questions for Andrea?
No
Okay,
questions for
just
Andrea.
wanted to check. So I
I
skipped
think
right.
there's lots of fun stuff in the neighborhood. I know that Perazzo Skating Rink will also have a Halloween event. So we'll make sure to put that on Facebook. And then I know that the Parish Street BCYF always hosts a really fun party with a DJ and pizza and lots of fun stuff for the kids. So there'll be plenty of events. And I know that we as a board, we had discussed like the potential great idea of maybe doing like a dog costume contest. But I don't think anyone on the board really has the bandwidth to take the lead on that. However, if someone here, if that really spikes like, yes, I want to do that, you know, on an afternoon or around Halloween, we are happy to support with marketing and like getting the word out there. So just wanted to put it out there you know, I know primarily it's about the kiddos and trick-or-treating, but we love to see our furry friends get all dressed up too and be adorable.
I'm pretty sure you can probably find my husband out front in the dinosaur costume along with my dog in the dinosaur costume. So you'll see that. So hopefully other people will participate in the dog scenario as well. I love that.
I might get a festive bandana on my dog, but that's probably about it.
And I did want to mention, I did want to mention just like Webster Street in general has become a very, very popular place for kids to come and trick or treat. Not even just necessarily in the part that's going to be closed. So it's a great night, and everybody loves to participate. Pretty much the whole street seems like so.
I do want to shout out as well, you know, for everybody in the know here on the call. I'm on Haynes Street, which is the smaller, tiny little street sandwiched between Webster and Marginal. And my neighbor directly across the street from me goes ham for Halloween with all sorts of outside stuff. We got stuff strung along the road. He's got pretty intense goodie bags. So if anybody's got any kids and they really want the lowdown on kind of a corner spot, come down and see us on Haynes. I do also want to say there is because I think I might actually be attending it with my small child. There is a truck or treat at Suffolk Downs on I think this Saturday. Yeah, from 10 to 2. If you just Google Suffolk Downs truck or treat, you can see all the information. But they're doing something up there this Saturday from 10 to 2 as well.
Excellent. Hold on, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Did anybody else have anything that they would like to let the neighborhood know about Halloween or anything else, any other events going on this month that they would like to speak about? Margaret mentioned this was an open discussion, so just kind of wanted to put that on there, put that out there in case there was anybody. Oh, okay. Well, to be honest with you, that's actually the end of our agenda for this evening. So I would love to thank everybody for joining, especially all the elected officials and everybody who presented this evening. We really appreciate your time. And the next meeting will be on Monday, November 10th. Again, remember that if you would like to participate in the raffle for the Trick or Treat and Read that it was just set up today. We did put that link in the chat. I will be trying to get an email blast out to everybody that has signed up for our emails tomorrow. And then we'll be doing some social media with that as well. So you will be seeing that link elsewhere if you for some reason missed it. But if you'd like to participate, it's a great cause. And again, 100% of the proceeds will go to the Samuel Adams School literacy programs.
And Jay, feel free to hop in.
Yep.
What was that?
Jay Woodstock. No, Jay, we just had something in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go just at the very end. So Jay Woodstock, do you have
Hi, thanks for paying attention to the message board. I just want to mention that next month, November 8th and 9th, at the watershed in the ICA watershed in East Boston, there's a third annual Harbor and Creativity Show. It's from 11 to 4, both days, November 8th and November 9th. A lot of local artists, whether you live or work in East Boston, will be attending the show. And it's really a nice show. And you'll get to see your neighbors and perhaps purchase some new art for your home or a gift for a friend.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks for that,
Jay.
Jay. And
Thank
then
you.
actually, and then Salvatore was actually pointing out from earlier from the Tall Ship. The Tall Ship's having a Halloween event on the 26th from 12 to 4. And he says, what, pony ride? Wow, pony rides. Inflatables, petting zoo, face painting, fun Halloween stuff. So more local stuff for the kiddos. So that sounds pretty fun.
Okay.
And I think that's it, Andrew. I think with that's it.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you, everyone. We are the board members that are on are going to remain behind, but this is the conclusion of the meeting. Appreciate everyone joining this evening, and you all have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.